30 goals. 30 goals are the milestone achieved by none other than Marcus Rashford and the most goals scored by an individual for Man United player in the past 22-23 season. Funny enough, the last person whom achieved 30 goals or more was Robin van Persie a decade ago. Wow, we had some of the best goal scorers in the football game like Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Romelu Lukaku, and one of the GOAT himself, Cristiano Ronaldo, yet since the retirement of Sir Alex Ferguson, none of our players managed to break the 30 goals mark. That was one shocking stat to be taken in. But in this season, with Ronaldo drama and Anthony Martial constant unavailable for selection, Man United were heavily in need of goal scoring output, and Rashford stepped in big time, especially in the 2-3 months period after the World Cup ended, where Rashford hit his absolute pinnacle red hot form by scoring 10 goals in 11 appearances, whereby everything he touches becomes goal. However, after the massive loss from Liverpool and a 2-week groin injury to Rashford, health is form, and although Rashford still contributed spectacular goals here and there, but was noticeable not as explosive as quote-unquote Ballon d'Or Rashford. When Rashford hit his absolute form, Man United had ended the season third in the EPL, Carabao Cup winner, Europa League quarter-finalists and FA Cup finalists. But from there, what can we expect Rashford for the following season? What is up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Marvin, codename CM. Welcome to the Code United channel once again. As we all know, in the 21-22 season, our Amber Rose Rashford faced the worst form in his career by scoring only 4 goals in a 25 Premier League appearance. While coming into this season under Erik ten Hag, Rashford was surprisingly challenged by the Dutch mastermind, with Erik ten Hag once said, "I think he is capable of scoring 20 goals in the Premier League." He got 3 in the World Cup, so we know the potential to score those numbers in the Premier League. Although Rashford was 3 Premier League goals behind the targeted 20 Premier League goals, Rashford still managed to accumulate 30 goals under 56 appearances with 0.54 goals per appearance. After a successful season, Erik ten Hag since further challenged Rashford with another achievement with 40 goals next season. While this might be exciting, but also signified that Rashford will be required to undergo some changes or next step of evolution. Besides, with the uncertainty of never-ending Man United sales in progress, plus reported that Man United will most likely only 150 to 175 million budget, Man United might end up with only one new striker coming through the door. In that case happen, we might eventually see Rashford have a strong link to shift forward. So in this video, we will look into Rashford's playstyle and adjustment required for him to further develop himself into one of the best, if not a world-class forward. As per usual, if you like this kind of content, do please like, share and subscribe to this channel. Due to the fact each of your subscription will be a motivation for me to upload new content, and ring the notification bell for every new upload. Let's cut to the chase and here we go. For Man United fans that follow Rashford from his meteoric rise debut, scoring a brace against Midtjylland, followed by scoring a brace against Arsenal and the only goal in the Manchester derby, since then Marcus Rashford definitely sees a lot of changes, particularly his position and style of play. Rashford during start of in his career under Louis van Gaal was often immersed himself as a centre forward along with another forward in a 4-4-2 or at times a 3-5-2 formation. But during the matches, Rashford always tendency to drift to the flanks rather than stay up front, in which be a foreshadowing a whole new structure on a Rashford playstyle. During that period, another similar teenager in the name of Anthony Martial also brought in along Rashford to be a striker duo. Funny enough, both of them did share some similar likings that both Rashford and Martial started as a striker but would favour drift out wide or drop deeper into the midfield. Hence a double-edged sword due to the fact that this movement can easily confuse defenses on how to track both of them, but also comes with some cons that this movement left out spaces on the defense that are unable to exploit and lack a consistent body up front. And the introduction of Jose Mourinho certainly sees the issue that Rashford is not a striker and Martial cannot be relied as one. Both statements unsurprisingly aged super well. And the special one proceeds to bring in several typical strikers to accumulate the lack of target man present. Thus, Rashford was then shifted to the wings, or to be specifically a left winger. In spite of this, rather than being upset of the changes, this change to the wing eventually brought a whole new stage of evolution to come. During the mid-2010s, a new type of winger started to emerge. The best example would be the inverted wingers or the wrong-footed wingers who emphasize in hugging the touchline, then drive inwards for chance-creating purpose. And the inside forwards that in a slang way was called a wide raider, That's similar how inverted wingers that started out wide but sit between the defense line, when chance was presented, they will penetrate diagonally towards the opponent's goal. As for Rashford, his best asset remained to be his athleticism or pace to be picky. He was not the best when it comes to 1v1 dribbling, passing nor playmaking was neither his major strength, at times can be seen as a greedy fella. And he can be clinical but did not really have the positional instincts in the box. With Rashford's amazing pace that sees him top at 36 km per hour, that the highest pace stats in the Man United squad last season, allowed him to be very dangerous when burst into space. Furthermore, operate on the left wing allowed Rashford to isolate the defender, then proceed to cut in for his favourite right foot shot at the high speed. Trent Alexander-Arnold would definitely agree on that statement. With the combination of these attributes made Marcus Rashford a high-class inside forward. While coming to this season, apart from typical Rashford burst from the left wing goals, Rashford's upswing in the goal scoring is just one of the aspects he improved in this season. Even with Rashford did see his fair share of times in the sole striker spot, but it's worth highlighting just how much a completely different player he looks in this season in front of goal compared to last campaign. As Rashford had been fondled in attacking the penalty box or striker favourite 6-yard box, has scored 3 goals inside it, with the goal against Man City was the perfect example. While in the previous couple of seasons, there were criticism to Rashford had always been shy away from multiple body contact and lack of off-ball movement, that Rashford preferred to stay corner or further side of the penalty box contributed a lower XG. Now he's widened his repertoire by unlocking a low defensive block with quick, powerful runs. Not only does this make him a difficult player to defend against, but he is even more valuable for his team. His utility doesn't come by just tired legs or high defensive line. In addition, Rashford had been actively planting himself within the boxes, with against Leeds were the best example, where both goals came at crosses and Rashford fighting for a better position and scored both beautiful headers. Besides, while playing against a tougher opponent like Man City, Barcelona first and second leg, Eric Ten Hag played Rashford at the tip of the offense, using his threatening pace to counter highline defense with loads of spaces to run in that works with some wonders. With all this analysis on Rashford coming to the new season, with the uncertainty on the sales and transfer budget, Man United were not really expecting to have a blockbuster move for multiple strikers. The fact Eric Ten Hag had been likened the idea moving Rashford to his initial position centre forward, there were a couple things for Rashford to work on. To me, there were 2 items to look into. First would be the finishing. Rashford had been known for a volume shooter, with this Premier League season taking a career high of 3.1 shots per 90 minutes but contributed 0.5 goals per game. Before he hit his red hot form, Rashford had been very wasteful when it comes to finishing, that he's too eager to use his power in all of his shot instead of placement. A best example against Spurs in Old Trafford, Rashford had 2 massive chances facing 1v1 with Hugo Lloris. Both times, Rashford blasted his shot right at him, hence failed to register a goal. So Rashford will need to understand or train to find a placement of his shot. Second will be the holding ability, especially back against the goal, to be the focal point of the offense and successful forward who is comfortable with the ball at their feet, receiving possession with their back against the goal, holding off a defender before laying it off to a teammate is vital in the construction of the attacks. Whether Rashford is capable of this is debatable. He certainly has the touch and control to play that role, and having the bulk up, he can handle the physicality of it. Even if Rashford has the ability to play as the back to goal centre forward, as is rightfully illustrated, he is much more dangerous coming off the left. However, adding a new dimension to his game can be vital for Rashford as his age increased with time progress and is starting to lose some of his pace. In short, Marcus Rashford had been extremely important for Man United in the past season. His 30 goals have been easily been a major contribution to success, but Rashford still remain many rooms for improvement, or maybe a move back to centre forward might help him further develop into a better player. As Rashford already established himself to be a very good to high class winger, but given his goal scoring process that developed his finishing and ball holding ability, this made him an even better player or a world class goal scorer. Who knows, but Rashford has shown to be very dedicated to our improvement year after year, and this season was the biggest evidence. I sincerely believe that under Eric Ten Hag coaching, Rashford might get his further development in the centre forward position, and it could be one of the goal output for years to come. That's the end of the video. How do you guys think? Do you view Rashford to be a centre forward next season? What other attribute required to improve for him to be a world class centre forward? Comment down below so that we can have a discussion. Hope you all enjoyed this video. I will see you all in the next one.